If pet talents still confuse you in Call of Dragons, don't worry, because most players actually don't understand how this system really works. And today I'm going to break it down so you can finally build a solid pet instead of wasting your talents. And if this helped you, don't forget to hit one like and subscribe. In this video, we're going through how pet talent skills actually work, what stats matter the most, damage, healing, critical, the difference between good and useless talents, how to choose talents depending on your legions, and how to build a strong pet step by step. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what talents you should be looking for. So first thing first is how pet talents skill actually work. Now every pet is having a talent skill. When you capture a pet, this is going to be the talent skill of the pet. The most easy way you can see what is the every pet talent skill is just by clicking on random pet you're having, clicking over the book, and here you're going to see all the pets. Now by clicking over the pet, the first spell is going to be the talent one. Here you can see it's a talent one. The next one is something like a booster, and the third one is again a booster to the talent skill. But every pet are having a talent skill. Now how these talent skills are actually working? Well, if you check it out, this one, or maybe, yeah, I can maybe go with the most used pet in Call of Dragons, and this is Sapphire Faedrake. You're going to see that here we're going to do damage to one legion, the damage factor, and the damage type. It's very important to remember the damage factor, because this is, you know, how powerful is your pet, and the damage type, because later, especially for damage dealing pets, we're going to talk about how you can actually increase this damage. Now, how you can increase this talent skill? This is part of how the talent skill actually work. Now you're having intense play boom. Now what this thing is giving you, each time you inflict Scorch, Hair Frost, and Snare on one enemy legion, Flame Bull deals more damage the next time it gets cast. So this is actually a Flame Bull. Now Lilia is applying Scorch. This is a mage pet. I want to point out this thing. Varian and Walder is applying Hair Frost, and Snare is applied by Elwyn. So this is the 4 mages that can be fitted with this pet. But this intense play boom, based on these 4 heroes, is going to increase the damage of the Flame Bull. This is the talent skill. And here we're having advanced Flame Boom. This is hit more enemy legions for every 320 points of Spirit Flame Boom hits extra enemy. This is on the level 1. I want to point out this thing. You can see damage do additional bones. This on level 1. At level 3 is going to be like this is not even 1 star. It's going to be 2.7 here on every 155. So this pet, I'm actually having a pet like this. As you can see, I have Spirit 318. Every 155, I'm going to actually get 1 extra legion, because this spell is a 3 star. You can get advanced play boom from the end of the season shop with the pet skills. So here, as you can see, it's like damage do. I don't know if you can actually see. You should be able to see. Yeah. Damage deals up to 1 legion plus 2 legions. Again, the reason behind it is because my spirit is over 310. This is the main reason that I'm hitting 2 targets. It was, if my spirit was like 309, I'm going to hit 1 legion only. If it's like 310, I'm going to hit 2 legions. So this is very important, especially when we're talking about pets that, you know, are for your heroes. And here you can see even the game give you some suggestion for which hero is good for this pet. So this is how the talent skill actually work for your pet. You're having a talent skill of the pet and 2 boosters for these talent skills. Now let's talk about what stats matter the most: damage, healing, criticals. for each pet obviously is going to be different, and I'm going to give you an example. My Sapphire Faedrake. My Sapphire Faedrake is actually giving a healing factor 160, but also is having damage factor 300, also a damage factor that's 95 plus 384. So you can see how much my intellect scale up this spell from 95 plus 384. And yeah, here you can see that I get extra boosters. This is from the booster of the down skill. But what else I have here? I have critical rate 10% plus extra 20%. This spell, Magic Fortune, when war pet skills deals magic damage. This is the other important thing that you have to watch over your pet. Now, what kind of damage this pet is doing? Deals magic damage. This is a magic damage. Deals magic damage. Deals each legion inflicted by the same hero cast. Damage type physical. And I can actually see. I'm going to remove myself again. Damage type physical. Damage type. Additional damage type physical. As you can see, these pets are doing physical damage. Who else I can actually pick? Maybe this one. Deals diffused physical skill damage. So you're having different pet with the magic and magic damage and physical damage. But this is just for damage dealer. So what you can do is for mage pets that are doing magic damage, just add critical that scale up with the magic damage. This is what I'm currently doing. And here I'm going to get like 30% critical rate of the pet skill. So the pet is going to do close to, let's say, 490 damage or 480, 90 damage. And I'm going to get 30% critical rate, so my pets to do a critical. On top of that, I have Magic Spirit, which is critical damage. Now, critical damage is getting wild here. This is like 2 stars, and as you can see, I'm getting 65% more critical damage. So 30% to do a critical, and 65% critical damage on top of that. Now, here I have a follow-up. 40% chance when cast magic pet skill. Again, 40% chance to cast a magic rage skill again 2 seconds after the first cast. So this like second hit with the spell. This follow-up is a very nice one. Follow-up critical rate is like 10% plus 20 determined by the luck. Effects ranged by this skill. We also have intense follow-up, which is giving this critical rate. So you can see how one pet is built. You have the talent, you have the damage, you still have healing here, but this healing is something in extra. Now there is a pet specifically if you're looking to get some healing, and maybe I can point out the Sand Lizard. Sand Lizard, this is not well built Sand Lizard. I want to point out I'm still not to my Sand Lizard, but you can see your legion heals up to some amount of legions and etc. Here you're going to look to increase the healing of the pet. I'm not quite sure you can actually see. Yeah, war pet skill healing granted is like 6% plus 9% determined by the spirit. Well, my spirit is not something wild, but this is a boosting spell for my stone aura. Now if we check the Sand Lizard more closely, you're going to see some suggestion. By the way, the game is actually giving some decent suggestion where you're going to have your talent skill. Here you can get warped skill healing, what you get. Now this is more aggressive spells, I'm not gonna lie, but still it's a spell that is doing some kind of damage. Now let's talk about the damage dealing pets, because I think this is maybe the most interesting part. Yeah. For the physical damage, you can go with Angry Roar, critical some percentage, but this is not all. You have also some others, other spells. It's actually looking, yeah. This is Blood Roar. It's also increasing the physical damage and is giving critical rate. And both of these two spells for the pet stuck together. So if you have Blood Roar, 10% critical rate, and you have Angry Roar, 10% critical rate, you're going to have like 20% critical rate. So these two skills is for physical critical rate. I want to point out this thing. It's same for the mage pet. Now here you're having this magic fortune. That is when war pet deals magic damage, is having critical rate. And here you have like two spells with critical damage. Both of them is going to increase your critical damage. Absolutely same for the critical damage. We should have here also some critical damage. Okay, where is this thing? Oh my god, Sand Lizard, no. Okay, I actually forgot where is this spell. Do I actually have it? It's so far Angry Roars and stuff like this. But yeah, it's just Magic Fortune from what I see at this point, that is giving a magical critical rate. And here is the thing, the magical damage is only applying to the mages. So yeah, a mage pet, so you know, let me check it out. Okay, this is not actually the pet. Okay, yeah, here I just have this extra 30%. Now, if I skew up this spell, I'm going to jump basically from 30%, what currently is giving, to 50%, which is, you know, something absolutely wild, absolutely crazy. Okay, so far this is what stats matter the most. Damage, healing, critical is basically boosting your pet skill. Now, what is the difference between the good and useless talents or skills is I see people are making this mistake that they are jumping over the pet skills that is not designed for the pet, is designed for the Legion. And what I mean by that is, maybe I can find some critical. Yeah, critical rate when the hero skill deals physical damage. This is for the hero that is doing physical damage. Now, this is very nice. It's going to boost the hero physical damage, but is better from what I witness, and I speak with a lot of pro players in this game. It's better to focus over your pet and to have the pet as a separate unit from the Legion. For example, you know, your work over your Lilia. The Lilia is having the spells with her, I mean the rage skill and the rest of the spells, save for the pet. But the thing with the pet is you can actually choose which spells to put there. And from what I know, it's just better to build your pet, not getting skills that are for your Legion. For example, this one ignores of the enemy Legion HP. I mean, this is Legion HP. Yeah, ignoring the enemy Legion, but this is for your Legion. It's not for your pet skill. This is same. I think some chance to remove the buff effect from the Legion every couple amount of seconds. Now, the only spell that I believe is good, since a Sand Lizard is something like a support pet, is to have Outburst Rage, which is 10% chance to get like 50 rage every second. Can be triggered once every 8 seconds. Now, this one I think is a good thing to actually have for something like a support Sand Lizard or some other support pet. But at the end of the day, we're looking to get this spell boosted with critical, with follow-up, and you know, critical damage. Now, there is other pets like my Venom Lizard, where you know, you don't have follow-up, but at the same time, you have your talent skill, you have increasing chance to do infection, boosted the infection damage, getting the critical rate, and yeah. On top of that, having a counter attack and boosted counter attack. 100% chance to get 1 stack of Thrown Pet when casting. This thing is damage taken is reduced for 5 seconds. So you see from 2 places I'm doing damage here. With my counter attack and with my infection. Both of these 2 are physical damage. So this critical rate is going to apply to both of these 2 spells. Now I can go in deep for specific pets, or you know, you can join my Discord and find some information for the pet you're looking for. But in general, this is the difference between good and bad pet. Is if you focus your pet to boost your legion, this is not a right way to go. And yeah, not choosing it's not good to choose your talents depending on your legion. So this is for me step by step how to build your pet and how to know what exactly spell to use for your pet. If you got that far in this video, make sure to hit 1 like, also subscribe for more Call of Dragons videos and turn the bell notification so every time I post a video you don't miss it, or if I go live. Let me know your comments in the comments below. I wish you a great day and see you in the next video.